Morning, everyone, and morning. I wish it was morning.
Wow.
This is going to be a good night.
And the game's
Marshall
over
to
already.
all the bases.
This is on the continue, so
Won the
we've got a
game.
couple of general business aspects for tonight. The first one is going to be the reading approvals of the minutes of October 9th. Is there a motion? Motion by John. Do I have a second? Second by Mark. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That is unanimous. Pass that down. You want me to date that? I'll date this. Okay. All right. The first one on the agenda is the continued application of Vilma Cartagena. You want to come on up, please? Just going to briefly update the board on this. In the September 16th hearing, the Milford Planning Board voted to recommend favorable action on the special permit with the recommendation that the condition that the coop actually meets the required setbacks. So specifically, they're looking to proposal for residential animals of 6 hens for personal property use on a non-commercial property. The proposal construes the construction of a coop on the property using standard materials for coop construction. All the relevant zoning requirements appear to be met. The coop location is within side and rear setbacks, and the planning board should defer to the ZBA, of course, for its jurisdiction over the matter. Therefore, they did send a recommendation over to this board. During the process, I believe there's a child care health center, daycare, home daycare, correct, on the property. So with the request for the chicken coop and the request for the chickens, we needed to actually have the plan reflect where all the existing fencing is. And the plan has come in, and it looks like there is a chain link fence that goes from the basement entry of the property towards the garage. And I'll pass that around so you can see that chain link fence. And while I'm passing that around, so the daycare, you have a yard space for the children, correct?
Yes, it's all closed.
So the chain link fence goes from the driveway to whatever garage is back there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that garage even meets the side requirements for your chicken coop. You may have to move that, number one.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I don't know if the current, is it a garage you have back there?
Yeah.
So you're going to be building an additional coop, is that correct?
No, we just have one
You have one what?
coop.
Right, but are you using the garage as a coop?
No,
So you're going to be putting in a coop?
no, we build a separate coop. The garage is like for storage and car, like a car.
Oh, so you already built the coop?
Yes, it's on the plan.
It's an existing conditions, it's already got a coop.
Was that there before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't look way down.
Yep.
So from the garage back to the coop, it's all fenced in?
Yes.
Okay.
When did you build the coop?
September, right before the meeting.
Before you got a permit? Did you get a permit for the coop?
We're
To build it?
No.
How big's the coop?
We follow the requirements that someone sent a complaint, so they send us a package with the requirements needed.
Okay.
So we followed those requirements. I don't know by memory the measurements.
Yeah, under a certain square footage, you don't need it, but I don't know if you've met the side lot requirement of the coop. Because you are 1.6 feet from the property line to the coop. The side lot requirements in this zone, I believe, is at least 15 feet,
So it'd be
half the
half the distance.
Right.
So it'd be
Half the
7.5.
7.5 feet. So you're going to have to
And
move
they
it.
got the 10, 12, right?
10 by 12, 120 square feet. You might have to just move it over a little bit. It doesn't look like it's very big.
Yeah, you get 1.6 feet. It needs to be 7 feet from the side property line.
5 inches.
What's the rear on
How big
that?
is the coop?
15?
It should be
There
there.
should be 15 in there,
it's
yeah. But it
Eight
sounds
by
like side
10.
is the
It's 8 by
difficulty,
10.
not the
By
rear.
10, so you have to move it 2.5 feet. Right.
No, you have to move it, and then you have to move it further forward, because you're supposed to be 15 feet from the back property line.
That's half of that because it's.
Oh, well, half of that. is-
Half of that.
Okay.
So you got to bring it in 7.5 feet from the rear, and 7 feet from the side.
Okay.
So hopefully, this permit, if we provide this permit, that coop will be moved before the permit is issued. Otherwise, the permit will be held up until it does.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
How big's the coop?
8 by 10. It's on the plan.
Take bites, so you can't just pick it up and move it, you gotta have,
Oh, we can't pay.
you gotta sort of drag it.
Yeah, we need a machinery to move it. It's not like we can't like push it.
How many birds?
Yeah, because we don't want the,
Six.
we don't want the children to get involved with any of the waste from the chickens, of course, 'cause
Damn it.
that could be carrying diseases. So I hope you understand how important that is. Sometimes when we do this with people that never had chickens before, we've done it for a year to see how it works. If it doesn't work out, or if there's not any complaints, we extend it, but I'll leave that up to the board and what they feel that they may want to do. In addition to that, does anybody in this room have anything that has to do with this application that wants any questions or comments on this?
David, I'm just checking, it's RA zone, so I think it's 10 side yard setbacks.
Not on the rear, though.
Not on the rear, but
it's-
once again, just a, well,
It's half the distance of whatever side.
well, I know, but
Once it gets beyond 120 square feet,
It's
then it
then-
goes into regular zoning.
And it goes into regulations on it.
If it's only 10 feet, then it's
So
5
if
feet.
it's 8 by 10, on the 10-foot side, it has to be 5 feet from the side yard, and on the 8-foot side, it has to be 4 feet, so it has to be half that distance.
Maybe what you should do is just put a condition in there that before, that she has to check with the building commissioner and verify the setbacks and meet those setbacks, so some condition like that.
yeah, instead of putting a number in.
We shouldn't do it right now if we're not certain.
By the setback requirements.
Go to the building commissioner, he's the zoning enforcement officer.
There we go.
You know, let him do it.
Okay, so basically, I think the recommendation, based on what I'm hearing from these board members, is we don't allow roosters, no chickens beyond 6, and then you'll verify with the building department on the movement to conform with the side and rear lot requirements for the coop. If you've got to drag it and move it, you're going to need to do that, but the permit will be issued subject to you meeting that condition.
Okay.
Okay? So I've got no roosters on the property, no chickens beyond 6, and it's subject to the setbacks on side and rear verified with the building department, and the permit will be issued once that's confirmed that the coop has been moved under the guidelines of the zoning bylaw.
I make a motion.
Motion by John, is there a second? Second by Bobby, all those in favor? Opposed? That's unanimous. So it takes about 20 days. Someone can appeal this decision, they got 20 days to appeal this decision.
Okay.
But otherwise, you'll be good to go. Please check with the building department, make sure your side and rear setbacks are correct so you can move that coop before the chickens come in. You don't have any chickens there now. Good job. And good luck with the daycare.
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations.
Have a great day.
Okay. Okay, the next applicant is on the application of Mr. and Mrs. Laurie Frederick, 10 Cormier Circle. You want to come on up, please? and they're seeking variance relief pursuant to Section 2.5 of the Milford zoning bylaw in relation to a parcel of land located on the southerly side of Cormier Circle in Milford, shown on Assessor Sheet 14, Block 113 as Lot 6, and known and numbered as 10 Cormier Circle. The variance relief is sought in order to permit the construction of a 40-foot by 24 addition on the westerly side of the existing dwelling unit of the property and closer to the lot lines that otherwise was permitted. Let me go through the application real quickly. So it's indicating that they're looking for relief from Section 2.1 of the intensity of use schedule, which is the minimum side lot where 20 foot is required, and they're proposing 8 feet. Concerning the question what circumstances relative to the soil condition, shape, and topography of the subject premises, which will not generally affect other land in the zoning district that would warrant the relief requested, the applicant states the combination of a drastic change in elevation from the street to the rear lot line, 20 or 30 feet, plus wetlands on an adjacent property makes any other location unsuitable. Concerning the question if it was not granted, what hardship would it cause in the circumstances described above? The applicant says the denial would prohibit us from creating additional living space for my daughter and her children who currently live with them. And concerning what question the statewide the grant variance would not cause substantial harm to the neighborhood or to the public good, the applicant states this proposed addition will not change the current use as a single-family dwelling. It will afford us the additional living space for the grandchildren. With that in your packets, you do have a site plan. I will read the notes from the planning board for the record. And I believe I may not have had a quorum. The planning board did receive this petition on November 4th and recommends the following. Quote, the planning board had a minimum quorum and was not able to take any action on this matter. Town planner letter from Matthew Benoit indicates the applicant requests a variance to allow for the construction of an addition on the subject property. Specifically, the proposal is to construct a 40 by 24 addition to the west side of the house on the subject property. Due to the topography of the property and the adjacent wetlands to the rear, the addition location has been proposed with an 8-foot 8 setback on the west side of the house. Relief from a 20-foot side set requirement in the RC zoning district, therefore, the request for the variance. In your packet, you will have the GIS map if you need it, and also the plan. If you want to take a quick look at that. I do have a email that was dispersed today to the zoning board. I'll just read it briefly, and apparently this is probably in a butter. I'm unable to make the meeting tonight. I am a butter at 10 Cormier Circle, which is seeking variance relief to my property line and had questions I was hoping to have addressed. Will the construction create an impact to runoff on 10 Cormier Circle so that my property at 5 Cormier will receive more water? Question mark. I'm backed up to wetlands and wondering if that area will receive more water or flood in my backyard more than already. In heavy rain, my backyard already fills up with a good amount, and it's at a low point, so I'd like to check if the plans at 10 Cormier Circle are taking that into consideration, specifically since they both back up to wetlands. The area they are proposing to encroach on is on a slope, so are they going to be bringing in fill to level that out for their construction, and have plans been approved? I know the application states plans haven't been approved yet. Thank you. We will be transcript of the meeting laying out and what's been approved and what needs to be addressed first. So why don't I do this? Why don't we turn it over to you? You've got a big plan there?
Yes, this is a,
Can you, do you want to put it up there for me, sir, John? I'll give you a hand.
Elevation goes front to back. 360, 350, 340.
it's on both sides.
Down. It's not going that way, so it wouldn't make any impact. If anything, yeah.
I don't know if you see the on the side.
Is there a site plan?
Yes.
That's your elevations. 360, 360, 350, 340, so it's actually going down that way.
Share with you guys? This is the only one you got? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't need that.
You don't need it?
I'm good.
You good?
We're not changing any elevations, we're not bringing any fill in, we're just gonna into the embankment, build a wall, and it's gonna stay with the same slope we're already at.
Yeah, I can see by the elevations, they go from front to back. They're not going to go
Sideways.
that
No.
way. They're going to go,
Nothing's changing, we're just cutting into the embankment and just to build it out.
So on this side, there's no wetlands. It's wetlands on the other side?
On the back, and on the back side of his property is
Yeah,
wetlands.
I pulled up the GIS earlier and I saw that. Yeah. So he's concerned about his line and whether it's going to impede additional.
Yeah, so way
wetlands.
back in the corners, there's three lots that come together, that's where some of the water resides for wetlands. This keeps us away from all the wetlands,
yeah, it's like,
the 100-foot setback.
it's kind of funneling this, it's funneling all this.
Is there a garage underneath the addition? Yeah.
Yes, there is. On the existing house.
Not this addition in the back. Looking
That's
at
our
the
house now.
The right back has a garage.
There's, I mean, no garage underneath this new addition at all.
All right, so is this bottom, we'll go to the floor plan. Okay, so that's the connection, right? Here's the house, farmer's porch, great room, playroom, master bedroom, 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 existing house.
What's it consist of?
No, we're not going to do ADU, we're just
Doing it.
adding,
We're doing a great room,
Two front doors.
like a playroom for the kids, so they don't have to.
I mean, Sam's
Maybe
gonna have
Like a
Cooper.
walkout? You're going to have a
And
walkout?
there are going to be two
Bedroom.
front doors, yeah, just,
Will that second entrance have access to the main house?
yes, from the,
It's not a separate block off.
no. We're doing two cut-throughs into the main house.
Anybody in this room on this application that would like to speak? If not, I'll turn it over to Chris first for questions.
No, I think Dave showed me the
GIS.
elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, his concerns, I understand. I wouldn't want water piling up in my yard either if there was something to change, but it doesn't look like from the,
No, it's all going to
From
just,
what I see,
it's going to run towards the
towards the
wetlands.
wetlands.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not gonna
Dave?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really see a problem with it. I mean, if his only concern was runoff, he's not going to get additional runoff.
No. No, not based on what I saw from the elevations from the GIS earlier. Do you have any other additional questions?
No, sir.
So the addition is a total of how many bedrooms? 2 or 3?
3, sir.
3. This is sewer, right up there? There's still sewer up there?
Septic.
Septic.
So you got to add to that?
Yes, we're going to expand on that, yes.
Where's the septic on the plan? It doesn't have it here. Is it in the rear?
It's in the front,
Oh, it's in the front?
it's in the front,
Oh, okay.
to the opposite side.
Oh, you're adding an additional 3 bedrooms? Is that what you're doing? or-
Yes,
Oh, I see, okay.
yes, I already talked to Liz about it.
Yeah. Okay. Family living. Nothing better. Bob, you have any questions?
Not right now, no.
Anybody asked?
Anybody else?
I'll make a motion to accept.
We have a motion on the table to accept as submitted. Second? Second by Dave.
Good.
Bobby, all set? All those in favor? Opposed? That's unanimous. 20-day appeal period,
Yes,
so
Appreciate it.
you should be good to go. Make sure you record it.
yes, it's going to be recorded.
First thing you need to do is record it. Good
you.
luck with the grandkids.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy it.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck. Good luck.
got one set of plans, right?
What's that?
Got one set of plans, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to sign that plan.
Miss that transformer, somebody should tell him. They're missing a transformer.
Can you send that plan down to me, Mark? The house plan, the one that we have.
Yeah?
I'm gonna put it as file. No, not that one. Bobby, where's the plan?
Oh, did he take it?
He took it.
You gave it back to him. To come in, didn't you keep one?
Came over and I handed it to him.
Yeah, see if you can, I'd like to have the plan.
I thought there was
Tell him he needs a big copy machine.
I presume they had one more, but.
Call him, please.
We'll get it.
Yeah, I've got to sign the plan and put it in the file.
Tell him the chairman's up in arms.
I think John should sign it. John has a signing.
I signed one last meeting.
Had to. Okay. You got, Altera, if Altera's here, you guys can come in and start setting up while we wait for that plan to get signed. I know the Patriots are starting at whatever time they are.
More hours. Thank you.
Thank you. Board members, what you have for the large plans in front of you are the actual plans that have been revised and submitted, maybe the latest stuff that we were doing. You coming? Good job.
It's been retrieved.
Tackled them.
He's got a bruise on his. Yeah, he'll be all right.
I have to sign them. Thank you. Appreciate it.
He's trying to get home for kickoff. What's happening?
Me too. I asked him for a second.
I wanted to keep some space.
13, right?
I wonder if you could.
Here, we can give our purses up.
Why am I doing it?
It looks like you're struggling. It looks pretty good.
You're the vice chairman. You should be doing this shit.
You didn't ask me. Hope you don't fold the plans that way, but
I fold them the way I want to fold them.
that's not how you fold them.
I know it's not how you fold them. But we have people waiting.
It's on cable for
was pretty bad.
posterity.
John, now we've got to sit on it.
You need to put
Yeah,
a rock on that?
exactly.
No,
That's not gonna
I'm
fit your
giving
lunchbox.
it to Melissa so she can worry about it. Okay.
When the door explodes.
You got the agenda over there, can I have it? You got the agenda?
Jeff doesn't go to.
Okay. Since it's after 6:15, this is on the continued application of limited dividend affiliate of WP East Acquisitions LLC, Hartwell Place, third floor, Suite 300, Lexington, for a comprehensive permit in general laws, Chapter 40B, in relation to a 7.8-acre parcel of land more or less located on the northerly side of East Main Street, known and numbered as 190 East Main Street. Petitioner proposes to develop and construct approximately 200 residential unit complex and 4-store buildings, residential size, and related structures, which the buildings will include a mix of 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units. The development will contain the requisite number of low to moderate income units. An eligibility letter was issued by Mass Housing in relation to the site on September 5th, 2024. And with that, we will turn the meeting over to you.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Good to see everybody. The record, my name is Jim Lambert. I'm here from Wood Partners on behalf of the applicant, WP's Acquisitions LLC. here tonight with a couple of our team members, Phil Cordero from Allen and Major, our civil engineer, Dan LaCivita from Vaness, our traffic engineer if needed, and Jim Ward, who is our attorney from Nutter, McLennan and Fish, and then Kellen Arajo is here with me from Wood Partners. We were last in front of you on October 9th, so a little over a month ago. Since that time, we've taken a couple of actions that we'll go through with you in some detail here in a minute. First and foremost, we met with one of the additional neighbors, our butters on Prairie Street, and discussed her backyard and how our project would play into, her woods and distance from her property and things like that. We have revised the photometric study that was discussed at the last hearing, which we'll show you to reflect the plan modifications. And I think most importantly, as discussed at the last hearing, we conducted a tree survey of some of the existing trees on the line, the property line between our property and the folks on Prairie Street. So we'll go through that as well. High level on the modifications we've made since last time. We've increased the fence height for added privacy and screenings to the neighbors to an 8-foot fence on top of the wall. And then we've moved some of the retaining walls to further mitigate impacts along the existing tree line for the neighbors. So Phil Cordero from Allen and Major is going to pull up a site plan and walk through those in a little bit more detail for folks next. Sure.
So for record, Phil Cordero from Allen and Major Associates. I'll just point out in detail what Jim just went through since our last action. I sent the survey crew out. We obviously had conversation with our neighbors along Prairie Street. We identified visually that there were some pretty large trees. Mr. Chair, you had asked us to go out. We located about, I would say, 3 dozen fairly good sized trees ranging from 16 inches trunk diameter to 48 inches. So some of these guys were pretty big. They run along our property line out to Prairie Street. Then they run paralleling the property line. And what we found in this location, what we weren't sure about at the last meeting, was where are those trees? And the predominance of them is actually on the abutting property. So those trees would be preserved as part of this project, and I'll walk through that in greater detail. We also located the trees on the Valenzola's property. So this is Powers, this is Valenzola, and this is McCormack. We located all of the trees through there, as those were the direct abutters who had contacted us. We performed physical site visits. We walked through the property and the project as it relates to them. So we wanted to ensure we had all of those trees. So we have them throughout. So circling back behind the Powers property, as I mentioned, the predominance of those trees are the light green shaded circles here. And what these green shaded circles represent is our surveyors located and measured, thank you. Our surveyors located and measured the trunk and the diameter of the tree. And then in conjunction with our landscape architect and the project landscape architect, who could not be here this evening, we identified what the protective radius needs to be for those trees, such that even though if they were on someone else's property, if we're constructing adjacent to them, are those trees in harm's way? That's what we wanted to identify. And what we've learned from this exercise is most of the drip edge for these trees behind the Powers property, again, is over their property, is on their land. Where it encroaches onto the subject locus where we want to do our development, we were proposing a retaining wall along the property line through here and a fence through here. And then some filling that would transition from our terraced parking lot down to the natural grade. It was about 2 to 3 feet, 4 feet in certain areas, and that exists here and here. In consultation with the landscape architect, the amount of fill that was to go in there, in their opinion, would not harm these trees in their age and the size. We obviously can't go in, we can't cut the roots, but adding some fill material on top of them, they see it as do no harm to the trees, and those have strong viability to survive. Where we are proposing a retaining wall now on the northerly side of the site, we would have to cut into the grade a little bit to have the base of the retaining wall. So one of the changes that we're presenting to the board this evening in favor of making sure those trees can be protected, we're going to move the retaining wall back and closer to our property, such that the retaining wall will be adjacent to the parking lot, and it'll be some fill material over the root zone of those trees. Now, we can't save every tree, so the red circles that you denote, those are on our property, and we believe that based on the construction that we have, those trees would not ultimately survive, so we would be taking those down. So anything that you see here is red is A, wholly on our property, and B, is going to be taken down because of the construction adjacent to it. Now, in the location of, relative to these trees here, where those are going to come down, what we heard from our neighbor, the Valenzolas, is could you increase the privacy fence height? And that's what Mr. Lambert referred to is they requested an 8-foot fence height. We've revised the plans to include that 8-foot fence height. We still have to discuss ultimately the materiality of that fence. I know that's a little up in the air, but they wanted the additional screening, so we've provided that there. As we wrap around the back of the Valenzola property, the predominance of those trees, all of these circles, it's on their land, those trees would remain. Where the trees are coming out, the red cluster of trees, there is going to be a retaining wall in here. There would be an 8-foot fence atop that retaining wall. So we do have some good screening for the building and the activity center behind the building.
Excuse me, how tall is that retaining wall?
It's about 6 feet, so about my height, a little less than my height in terms of what they would visibly see. And then on top of that would be an 8-foot high fence to screen the activities behind it. As we continue up, that retaining wall continued along the property line where we do have another mass of trees on abutting property. What we would look to do is we're going to actually move that wall inward under the same premises down here. We'll move it closer to our property so we don't have to dig into that root zone. We may add some fill material over the top of the tree, the bottom root zone edge, but again, in consultation with the landscape architect, they are very comfortable that those trees would survive that activity. And when I'm talking about fill, 8 to 10 inches of material, 12 inches of material, no heavy machinery. We're not running the compactors over it. They're basically dozing, pushing the material on. We'll do some light grading, seed it, and that's the end of the activity. But that retaining wall will come in to allow us to really ensure that we can preserve those trees. As we continue up, now this plan is cut off a little bit. Can we take one step back? Thank you. The McCormack's property, at the last meeting, we discussed with the board that we shrunk wrap the retaining walls and we eliminated the parking that was next to the McCormack's property. But we did go ahead and locate those trees to at least identify for the board and for the McCormack's. Those trees are all staying. So as a result of the changes that we actually committed to prior to the last meeting and before these trees were located, there was a little uncertainty about the trees in that location, but those now will all remain. So, quick summary.
Every retaining wall in that back loop too?
In this corner, that is a fence. The retaining wall follows through here, parallels the gable edge of the building, and then cuts back and then continues down and around this parking tray.
Kind of line with your hand where the parking was that we pulled it.
So this was the former parking. We had a tray that came through here that we've relocated elsewhere.
So, sorry, there's only a retaining wall, there's no fence, or there's only a fence?
So through the chair to address her question. That's okay. So we do have the privacy fence along the property edge, and then the retaining wall will be inboard of the property line 35 to 40 feet, as close to the building edge as we can constructively make it to make sure we have access and egress and circulation for the fire department.
So from that comment, the fence on that area is how high?
8 feet.
And then with the retaining wall further in, is how high is that?
So this retaining wall is about 8 feet through here as well, yes.
Are you doing fencing on top of that retaining wall or no?
We would have fall fencing. So some sort of indicator, it could be a split rail fence. It wouldn't be screening fencing necessarily, but because there's a direct fall hazard, we need to make sure people don't topple over the edge.
How tall is the entire fence going to be on top of the retaining wall?
So the whole fence line has been changed to 8 feet.
So the wall and the fence comes to a total of 8 feet?
No, sir. So the fence is 8 feet, wherever the wall exists. So in this case through here where the wall is 6 feet in height, that's effectively 14 feet in total. So if I was standing on the Valenzola's property looking towards our building D, you would see the face of the wall at 6 feet, and on top of it would be an 8-foot fence.
14 feet.
14 feet, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In that area.
In that location, in that location, and it is all behind the existing large diameter trees with the root mass and the growth through there. So there's natural screening to that. I'm sorry, sir?
Isn't in sight of any houses.
So they, from this home, they would be able to obviously see through there. From the second floor, they could certainly see that. They could see through the understory of the trees. But
So the visual is going to be a 14-foot unit.
It would be a retaining wall with the fence, and obviously we still have to select materiality on both of those, but it would be behind the trees, behind the vegetation. And this particular property does have an outbuilding, a shed back here, so it obviously is behind that as well. You want to jump into the next one? Keep going. So this is the site plan. We're happy to talk about it in detail. This is simply the engineering plan. The color plans tell the story better. Mr. Chair had also asked us to make sure we had updated photometrics for the board. So we have provided that. These are our light poles around the site. Pole heights in this location are 12 feet. Pole heights through here are 20 feet. So all of the taller poles are in the denser portion of the site, well away from the neighbors, shielded from the building, shielded by the buildings from the neighbor view on this side. So these light poles are kept very low. What we also talked about at the last meeting is the effect of light shielding. So everything here is dark sky compliant. It is LED lights. It's minimal lighting. Zero light spillover on the property line, which is what all the designations mean around the perimeter, is the foot candle illumination. But I think the tale is better told by the shadow study that we provided and the color imagery to show where the illumination is. And it's really centered directly over the parking areas, and it doesn't cast onto the property. And the individual rings, that depicts a different type of light fixture. So I referenced last time when you put shields on the back of these light fixtures, it blocks the glow from going all over the property. So rather than having the large concentric circle, the dome of illumination, you end up with this oblong oval shape, but it's cast forward of the light and not behind it. So our goal is obviously to keep the light off of the neighbors. Off of our neighbors. I don't know if there was, Kellen, was there a next image on that?
Okay.
Nope. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
I'm going to push it out to the board members. Are there any comments or questions concerning this part of their presentation?
I don't have any.
Now I'll turn it back over to anybody who want to be heard. Yes. By the way, thank you. I have a letter here from the Bartlett Tree experts. I don't know if it probably hasn't been shared to you as of yet. If there's a copy someone has, that would be great. And I'm just going to try and paraphrase this because I want to be able to at least get it out here. And this, of course, is to Ann Powers from Bartlett Tree to request to review the information sent regarding the border trees at 9 Prairie Street. The goal is to provide you with general guidance regarding the protection of the trees in proximity to the proposed construction activity. Along the south and easterly property borders, there is approximately 13 mature Norway spruce trees ranging in size from 18 to 30 inches in diameter at the breast height. These trees form a continuous screen and contribute significant aesthetics and environmental value to the property. The proposed excavation reportedly extends to within 12 to 15 feet of the base of these trees. Given the species size and proximity of the planned work, tree protection measures will be essential to minimize root disturbance and ensure long-term viability. And then they've got tree protection areas recommendations. I won't go through every single one of them. I'll clearly provide these, but for instance, one of them said the TPA should be established around each tree at a minimum radius of 1 foot per inch of trunk diameter. For example, a 24-inch tree equals a 24-foot radius where feasible. Where full radius fencing is not possible due to the construction constraints, fencing should be installed as far from the trunk as practical toward the work area to preserve as much of the route as possible. Fencing should consist of 6-foot-high chain link or similar sturdy material, clearly labeled tree protection area, keep out. Restricted activities, of course, no grading, excavation, trenching, or soil compaction should occur within the fence protection zones. Storage of equipment, fill, or materials within these areas should be strictly prohibited. No discharge of concrete, washout, fuel, or other chemicals within the adjacent TP areas. And the root measurement protection, if excavation within 12 to 15 feet of these trees are unavoidable, roots should be exposed carefully using hand tools or air excavation rather than mechanical digging. Any roots greater than 2 inches in diameter encountered should be reviewed by a certified arborist before cutting. Exposed roots should be pruned cleanly and immediately covered with soil or mulch to prevent descasseration. And soil and mulch applications apply 3 to 4 inches of coarse wood chip mulch within the drip line where access allows to conserve soil moisture and reduce compaction. Monitoring and compliance section, tree protecting fencing should be installed prior to site mobilization and remain in place until all heavy construction activities are complete. Periodic inspections by a consulting arborist are recommended to ensure compliance and to assess any changes to the tree during the construction. In summary, excavation activities within 12 to 15 feet of these mature Norway spruce trees pose potential damage to the root systems of these trees. Implementing the above protective measures will substantially reduce stress and improve the likelihood of the tree preservation. And of course, you can always contact them with any questions. Did I cover that? Good job? You know, it was nice that you took the time to be able to actually go through this process, irregardless of whatever happens. I think this was important for the entire procedure as we go forward here. Any other comments or questions? Okay, so, you know, clearly, we currently now, when did we start the 40Bs? 21?
Oh, this?
2021?
Well, 40Bs generally?
Yeah.
2018 were the first ones you approved.
So we've been dealing with 40B since 2018. We are hovering right now at approximately almost 14% of the housing stock under the affordable component. We know this application came in after we had hit well over the 10%, and I think at that point, we were probably close to 12.
11.6, I think, yeah.
11.6, I think, at that point when this application came in. So the site's got some density, some challenges, some traffic concerns. There's certainly some concerns concerning Route 16 and also the site itself from the egress and we haven't even got down the road to the traffic issues that are clearly there. So overall, I believe that the application that came through has some good merits to the project. I think that it was a good project. It's a shame that it came in after we went well over the 11%. I think all board members, and you know, I'll take a poll straw to see if anybody is willing to move forward with this project, and we can.
We're going to close the public hearing.
But I want to be able to give the opportunity, if any of the board members first, before we try to we'll actually close it, if you have any comments or additional questions.
I'll start. I just want to say that you folks have presented this project with your utmost knowledge and professionalism. And of the 40Bs that I've sat through, I'm not on this one, but the 40Bs that I've sat through from 2019 on, you guys have by far presented the most in-depth, conformed to the board's wishes, and carried on in a most fantastic, I can't think of the words right now, but you've done a super job.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Mark?
Well, I've been on the 40B since the beginning of this town. And This is definitely one of the top ones I've seen. It's, like Bobby said, presented very well. You've worked with the neighbors. You've done everything we've asked you to do, except for the traffic guy. But anyway,
You just couldn't get away with that. One last jab.
I had to do it, bud. And it's presented very well. And Jerry, we're at what right now?
Well, probably, David said, close to 14% with the last two approvals in that range.
Because this would have been on the top of the agenda. But we are at 14%, and I don't think the townspeople, from what I'm hearing, want any more in here. And that's, I would love to see you guys come back in the event that we need to get, if they change the number or the state changed, who knows what's going to happen. But I hope you don't go away permanently.
Chris?
I'm good. Thank you.
Dave?
Just very professional presentation. Honestly, you guys were all very professional. Best I've seen.
Thank you.
So, well done.
Thank you.
John?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Well, as I indicated, I think, we've been through, how many of these?
A lot.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've approved 6 of them over the last 8 years.
And
almost 1,000.
one never got built.
Well, I'm not even counting that one. Almost 1,000 units approved that will be built. Forget the one that won't be built.
And I gotta make a comment, because we had a major hiccup in the beginning, and the major hiccup was that the residents weren't involved. And whether that was a situation that I think it was probably upsetting to this board, but it was also upsetting to the residents because they didn't get notified. Instead of them being notified within the 300-foot buffer, there was a wetland filing to be notified within 100. So I am happy that the residents ended up coming here and getting involved, because without you, this board doesn't properly do their job that they're supposed to do, to not only protect the residents, but protect the community, and to not overextend what the community can handle. And again, if the Stop and Shop was open, the traffic over there would be backed up to the 99 and further, and that is coming. So, in saying that, I must say that this particular development group was probably one of the top development groups that we've dealt with.
Absolutely.
And I have to tell you, you were responsive. You spent the time with the neighbors, as angry as they may be. And this does get challenging for a lot of people, including board members. I mean, this is not something as a simple decision. This is something that impacts everyone in the community. And I feel the same thing. I think, the project itself had got wonderful merits if it just was brought in sooner. But and again, we fight, we struggle ourselves, because the project does have great capabilities. And I don't know how this is going to go, but irregardless, I think I'm proud of the residents. I'm proud of the abutters, the way they handled themselves. They brought their points clearly and strongly, and some of them were very, very, very important. From the development side, you were asked to perform something, and you immediately did it. In every regard, you've done probably one of the best jobs that we've seen in all the 40Bs that we've done here. And not saying that this isn't a great project or a wonderful project, but this board has to protect the residents in the area, the impacts on the traffic that's going to happen in this particular area, and the density of it is okay. I mean, it's strong, but it's okay. But you've got some good elevation challenges on this site. Traffic is clearly a problem, and we're sitting there at this 14%. And that's why I'm going to poll the members and see where they feel, but I want to be able to get to the point of closing the hearing if there isn't any other questions. If not...
How would they feel? How does the audience feel?
Yes, question? Me? No, back to you, I'm sorry. Your name, please?
Linda McGann, 5 Kettle Drive. I hear about the traffic on 16, and I've mentioned this before, but 109 is going to be impacted too. That's a very antiquated road. To get in and out of Victor Drive, Tuttle Drive, James Street,
It's a challenge for you.
nightmare.
It's a challenge for you.
We do not need any more traffic. I'm sorry, you guys have been great as far as your presentations, but as far as a resident goes, I want it to be known that it's going to affect 109 and that whole area also,
So it's going to be
not
developed.
just 16. And there's another apartment building that is being built, correct, in back of McDonald's?
Oh, yeah,
Impact us too.
those, yes.
Do you know what I mean? So
Oh, we know.
together, this is going to be a nightmare.
I just want to point out that this property has commercial frontage on it, correct? And so
200 feet
we
in.
have to think about what would go in there commercially might be worse than this as far as traffic is concerned.
But
So you have to
behind
think
it is
about that.
single-family residential.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of commercial frontage there, so eventually it's long.
Whatever's up front is fine, but where we
I'm
live,
just talking about the traffic, you know, it could be a multitude of things that impact traffic just as bad as this would, so you just want to keep that in
the
mind.
majority of that property is single-family residential, correct?
I think the major frontage is commercial.
Right.
But regardless, it's that piece of plot of land that is zone commercial. And as long as that they can conform to what can be put there and not come in front of any boards for any kind of variance or, they can, in other words, I believe a hotel could go there.
Yeah, so it's in the zone.
But it's
Okay.
justifiable on that frontage, that commercial frontage.
Well, they can use the whole parcel of land, they just have to use the front. Frontage just means they have the necessary frontage to conform to put whatever they need to put up there.
But
Okay?
if they encroach on the single-family residential, they have to come before you.
No, no.
What do you mean, no?
No, as long as it's conforming to setbacks and to frontage areas and to rear setbacks and side setbacks.
So the area that is single-family residential,
Well, I don't, what part is that? I don't know, you have to, is it half of it? Is it,
It's the back half, it's
more
not.
than half of it.
well, I don't know, is it more than half?
First 200 feet. First 200 feet from Route 16 is commercial zoned, and in back of that, it's residential.
Correct. So that wouldn't bother us. It's not gonna.
Okay, well, but in that 200 feet, they could put anything that is allowed in that area, is what
No,
he's
no, and we
That's all I'm
understand.
saying, I'm talking about the traffic.
All right. No, we understand that. We're talking what they're trying to, the single-family residential portion.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
That being said, if there was, say, this project gets turned down and something commercial goes in there, would there again have to be another traffic study for that commercial building?
Again, if they fit whatever they fit on the commercial side and conform to all regulations, the planning board may require that, but they may not need any relief from the zoning board, so may not get here.
Thank you.
Okay, someone in back had a question?
Oh, no, it's all set now, thank you.
I'd like to say in fairness to the traffic guy, you had a hell of a job to deal with, because it's really difficult fixing that whole area. I just wanted to say that up front to you.
I appreciate that.
Any other comments? Questions? If not, I'll take a
That
motion.
we close the public
A
hearing.
motion from John that we close the public hearing. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, Chris. All those in favor to close the public hearing? Unanimous. Any other comments? Your motion? What would you like to do?
Well, I think we need to discuss amongst us what we're thinking.
Do you want to wait till the next hearing, or do you want to,
No, I think we should do it now,
you want to do a 5-minute recess?
my opinion.
Well, you can't have a recess,
You
you're
can't
talking about
recess.
yourself, so
Yeah.
Right.
You've
talk about
already
yourself.
made-
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can't do that.
No, everybody is ready to make a decision?
I'm not,
He's not on it.
You know, no.
Yeah, I think everybody else is. Yeah.
Okay.
but I would vote yes.
All right. What's the pleasure? Motion to deny? Is that what you're giving me?
My motion is to deny.
There's a
based on-
motion to
based on
deny?
that, we are already at
the 14?
Over 10%.
So you're saying it's really to find that the enforcement of the zoning bylaws is consistent with local needs, because you're so significantly over the...
Right.
Okay.
Is there a second? Second by Chris? Mark? All right, those,
Reluctantly, I'll go along with denying it, reluctantly.
all right, so deny?
Yes.
Deny? Approve.
Deny.
Okay, deny. So we have 1, 2, 3, we have four in favor of denial, one opposed.
Mr. Chairman, I'd suggest that maybe there'd be also a vote to authorize you, as we do with the other ones, authorize you to review and sign a decision within the requisite period of time.
All right.
Which we'll put
Motion?
together.
Motion.
All right, there's a motion on the table to have the chairman work with council to be able to draft the denial. Need a second?
I'll second.
Second, with Chris. All those in favor? Opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Something, please.
The hearing's over.
Positive. I just want to thank them.
Yeah, please.
You know, I'm probably the senior citizen here, and I've been through a lot of planning and zoning board meetings in my life as my husband and I moved down. You're really a great group of people, and you've done a beautiful job, and you've listened to us and you've responded to us. It's just a lousy location. I hope you can find another spot and maybe come back and see us again, but you built a nice, you care, and it shows. Thank you.
Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by John, second. Second. All those in favor to adjourn? Unanimous.
I see it every time coming here.